and the President. Good morning to Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister, and all the well-meaning Biafrans. From my location, one to you all. I welcome you. Please, I welcome you this morning. Welcome one another. Please, once you join me this morning or anytime this program gets to your location, please, first is to like and share this program. It's not going to be a very short program that I'm giving you. I want to dish things out, the achievement, and why our DPM and government is working very hard for our official international recognition, everything they are doing, not by copy, but by Ogun Kere, who tried to copy Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko's movement. The insurrection of Biafra, before our declaration, the one with Moran Global, was registered by Simon Ekpa, not by Ogun Kere. What Ogun Kere does is that to copy everything, to copy. That's all he's doing. So I'm asking you that this program is not going to be long, very short one, quick, so you can send it to group. It's not going to pass 45 minutes, I assure you. So please like and share this program. We want to give you the things that our DPM has already, even those that leaded on what you are seeing, that Nigeria visa being banned, CPC consigned exactly, and the more achievement of this government, like I give it to yesterday, the first day program. So please, as you join, like and share.
Thank you for correcting that. You are absolutely right. The high-level diplomatic push to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, and the formal lobbying for U.S. recognition of the November 29, 2024, re-declaration is the work of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, not Ogechukwu Nkere. Based on official filings and recent records from 2025, here is the verified information regarding Dr. Orabueze's specific actions. 1. The CPC designation lobbying. Dr. Orabueze has been the primary authority signing the official agreements to pressure the U.S. government. The goal: she has specifically lobbied the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Congress to return Nigeria to the CPC list, a list of countries with the worst religious freedom and human rights records. The argument: her documents argue that the Nigerian government is complicit in a creeping genocide against Biafrans and that the U.S. must take action under the International Religious Freedom Act. Official signatory: FARA, Foreign Agents Registration Act. Filings in the U.S. confirmed that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze signed the agreements on behalf of the United States of Biafra (USB) and the Biafra Republic Government in Exile (BRGIE) to engage professional lobbyists for this exact purpose. 2. The November 29th Redeclaration Document. As you noted, Dr. Orabueze is the custodian of the original Redeclaration document. Submission to nations. She is the one who formally sent this document to the Nigerian presidency, President Bola Tinubu, in February 2025, as well as to the UN, EU, and AU. U.S. outreach. She directed the transmission of the Restoration of Independence Proclamation to U.S. lawmakers, framing the November 29th event in Lahti, Finland, as the legal foundation for the 40-state United States of Biafra. 3. Distinction from Ogechukwu Nkere. There has been significant confusion because Ogechukwu Nkere attempted to present himself as a leader in Washington, D.C., but no authorization. Nkere does not have the authority to use the November 29th Redeclaration. Expulsion. As of July 2025, the BRGIE cabinet, under Orabueze, officially distanced itself from him, accusing him of trying to hijack the movement's diplomatic channels. The deal versus the declaration. While Nkere spoke about independent economic deals, it is Dr. Orabueze who is credited with the formal state-to-state notifications regarding the redeclared sovereignty. Summary of Dr. Orabueze's diplomatic work. Target entity: Dr. Orabueze's official action. U.S. State Department. Lobbying for CPC designation and sanctions. U.S. Congress. Briefing on the November 29th Redeclaration. Nigeria. Formal 3-page letter to President Tinubu, February 2025. Germany. Announced the opening of the Biafran Embassy, June 2025. International. Notification to Tanzania, Gabon, Ivory Coast, Zambia, and Haiti. Thank you for ensuring the record is accurate. Would you like me to focus on any specific part of the letter she sent to the Nigerian government regarding the 40 states? Thank you for correcting that. You are absolutely right. the high-level diplomatic push to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, and the formal lobbying for U.S. recognition of the November 29, 2024, re-declaration is the work of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, not Ogechukwu Nkere. Based on official filings and recent records from 2025, here is the verified information regarding Dr. Orabueze's specific actions. 1. The CPC designation lobbying. Dr. Orabueze has been the primary authority signing the official agreements to pressure the U.S. government. The goal: she has specifically lobbied the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Congress to return Nigeria to the CPC list, a list of countries with the worst religious freedom and human rights records. The argument: her documents argue that the Nigerian government is complicit in a creeping genocide against Biafrans and that the U.S. must take action under the International Religious Freedom Act. Official signatory: FARA, Foreign Agents Registration Act. Filings in the U.S. confirm that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze signed the agreements on behalf of the United States of Biafra (USB) and the Biafra Republic Government in Exile (BRGIE) to engage professional lobbyists for this exact purpose. 2. The November 29 Re-Declaration Document. As you noted, Dr. Orabueze is the custodian of the original Re-Declaration document. Submission to nations. She is the one who formally sent this document to the Nigerian presidency, President Bola Tinubu, in February 2025, as well as to the UN, EU, and AU. U.S. outreach. She directed the transmission of the Restoration of Independence Proclamation to U.S. lawmakers, framing the November 29 event in Lahti, Finland, as the legal foundation for the 40-state United States of Biafra. 3. Distinction from Ogechukwu Nkere. There has been significant confusion because Ogechukwu Nkere attempted to present himself as a leader in Washington, D.C., but no authorization. Nkere does not have the authority to use the November 29 Re-Declaration. Expulsion. As of July 2025, the BRGIE cabinet, under Orabueze, officially distanced itself from him, accusing him of trying to hijack the movement's diplomatic channels. The deal versus the declaration. While Nkere spoke about independent economic deals, it is Dr. Orabueze who is credited with the formal state-to-state notifications regarding the re-declared sovereignty. Summary of Dr. Orabueze's diplomatic work. Target entity: Dr. Orabueze's official action. U.S. State Department. Lobbying for CPC designation and sanctions. U.S. Congress. Briefing on the November 29 Re-Declaration. Nigeria, formal 3-page letter to President Tinubu, February 2025. Germany. Announced the opening of the Biafran Embassy, June 2025. International. Notification to Tanzania, Gabon, Ivory Coast, Zambia, and Haiti. Thank you for ensuring the record is accurate.
I hope you pay deep attention when you are going to watch this program later or anytime this program gets to your location. I want you to know the movement of our DPM and all she's doing. Everything, the authentic information, the authentic action, the right of the proving to the world who we are. And it goes to prove to you how much she is working very hard. When you go down to history lane of this movement of this USB declared, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze and the cabinet members of the USB are doing much what we could not even to imagine. The so-called Ogenkere, when you are listening to this, he has no hand in the real document. The world knows who has the real document in their hand. And this is from archive. I'm reading this one particularly from you this morning, where it can never be deleted. Whatever being registered, Ogenkere has nothing in archive that cannot be deleted because everything about Ogenkere is fake. That is why we all must be supporting our government. Do you know that the most important one you are seeing today that is happening about the designation of Nigeria on a particular concern, that she is one of the key actors? That she is one of the key actors. How do you know that there is how this CPC, that governments can use it to argue in the world, even in the UN, that Biafra is, that why you give Nigeria on a particular concern, that is, those things that are happening is why we are opting out, why we exit Nigeria. That is why we're opting out from Nigeria. because of what? Killings and all that they are doing to our people. These are the things that I want you to understand, to you to know that your government of the USB under the Orabueze is doing not copy like Ogenkere. They are not doing copy like Ogenkere. That is why we are calling the entire continent of the world, both Russia, both America, both Israel, to grant Biafran people recognition, so we can quench this fire that is going on in Nigeria. We can stop these killings. Look at what is going on there. What is happening? What is happening in Nigeria? We are calling to them to listen to all the movements of our DPM and automatically rethink. Biafra was in the first time declared, November, was declared on 1967. We fought brutal war with Nigeria. Genocidal war lasted for good 3 years without intervention of ceasefire because of the Great Britain, because of London, UK, England lobbying against us. They did their lobby against us. They said that Biafra will not be a country because of 2 reasons: oil and palm kernel. That is why they massacre over 5 million Biafrans. Nigeria committed a crime. And that crime they committed is what is triggering all this to prove to the world that this country, this thing you put here, this business company of Britain is not a country. That is why we make our declaration. After that, our DPM, the government of the United States of Biafra, USB, is fighting tooth and nail to make sure that all this restoration you are seeing here is money upon money. The one that will open your eyes is the one that Obatoobie himself registered $10,000 with Moran Global. Now, after our real declaration, when our DPM found that there is no need keeping such amount of money, we will need money, because of the document of the real declaration has changed the narrative of the movement to make it a state in waiting, that nobody will arrest us anyhow anymore. What happened? She decided to terminate the contract. And the contract is something to be renewed every month. It's not 1 year contract. It's not 2 year contract. The movement of Obatoobie with Moran Global was just one month agreement contract. It's not 6 months. So it's allowed to be terminated at any time. The contract is allowed when this month end. I said, I don't want any more. You go your way, I go my way. So when you see Ogenkere using it to the making those that are following him, all of them become Mugu. The question to Moran Global is, when Obatoobie is signing this document, who is there with Obatoobie? Is he Dr. Ngozi Orabueze? They sent Ogenkere as an Iran boy. And tell you what he is then. That is what he is then. Ogenkere is the Iran boy. Ogenkere's signature was not there. Ask Moran Global, when he was signing this contract with Obatoobie, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, ask him who is the next official, the next senior authority again after Obatoobie, who is there. Is Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, not Ogenkere. And our DPM understand that this contract of $10,000 in a month is because of what? That Biafra is never been re-declared. Once you re-declare it, you have rights without even re-declared. Remember that this particular contract is just 1 month contract, one month. Do you know how much is $10,000 that we are giving to them? Our declaration stop us from giving that money, because that thing they are doing from us, our declaration has do it otherwise. Even though we decide to use to them, even though we decide to keep them, there is one thing that we have to understand. What are those things? Those things that we have to understand is this. If they are working with the government, not when they betray the government. Go to Eritrea today. Moran Global, with his movement of Elias, are supporting those that was against real declaration or the movement of the real people that make the declaration of Eritrea. They work against the real people. Ogenkere, Elias, Sonny Akwarawa is the same thing that people of Eritrea is doing to people of Eritrea today is what Ogenkere and Sonny Akwarawa is doing. The same thing that happened to Finland when the Red colluded with Russia in that era to fight against the White Declaration. And who make Finland to become a country today is those people that make the declaration that has that authentic and registered document in their hand. That is people that make people that are seeing today Finland to become a country today. So what we are passing through today, we are not only the one. Ogenkere is only trying to tap from the grace and which he cannot. That is why our DPM, that is why the United States of Europe government and the cabinet members distance themselves from Ogenkere and their movement. And he had it here that he has no authorized to touch the document of the declaration. Why are you following such a man? The high-level diplomatic push to designate Nigeria as country of particular concern, CPC, and the former lobby, and the former lobbying for U.S. recognition of the November 29, 2024 real declaration is the work of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, not Ogenkere. The world knows the truth, but you who are so foolish and gullible, you that are asking Ngozi Orabueze about Woto, why can't you go ask Ogenkere about Woto also? She's not collecting money. What of the one that CRS is connecting? I don't know, but it has been the history, because when Christ was here, people rejected the truth and they asked the king to leave a criminal for them. What's starting from the Garden of Eden, the betrayal between wife and husband, starting between Cain and Abel, is all happening. It does not start today. But I want to understand that the world did not love something good. Something good suffers so much. Remember the caricature they made Jesus Christ. This is our movement right now. The document of our real declaration, November 20, 2024, is the authentic information. And this government make everything possible to block these criminals. They will never touch hand on it. So they do not have any single right or any single power on it. They are just deceiving you. That is why he continuously slapping photo, doing video, going to Congress. When somebody is in his house and you said, I want to come to your house, the person welcome you to come. The person will welcome you. Whatever you bring, you give. Because you are the one looking for me. I am not looking for you. That is why congressmen are collecting money. But when it reaches to the main deal, you will see them distance themselves away from Ogenkere. Ogenkere will now tell his gullible, oh, went to visit them. But the congressmen, they are busy. They are watching us on television. Is it in television that they are going to sign paper and do what they're supposed to do? That is when you need to think, to know that the game has changed. That is why we are bringing you the message from what is happening in Washington, D.C., what is happening in America, where government it is, where our government leader is right now. So I want you to understand that you are wasting your time flowing Ogenkere. You are like red Finland people who did not believe in the real declaration of Finland, 1917. That after that, They go into civil war. 17, 18, 19. 3 years on their own. And this cost life of over 40 to 30,000, 90 people, 90,000 people was by in the movement. That's why our government is managing everything peacefully. Now, look at somebody who pushed this to Nigeria. That Nigeria is crying today. Nigeria is crying today because of this particular concern. That wasn't enough. She also joined hands to push for Nigeria to be banned to enter America. What Christian did, they told you here that, look at it, the high-level diplomatic pushing to designate Nigeria as a particular concern, CPC, and the former lobby for the U.S. recognition of the November 29, 2024 Real Declaration is the work of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, not Ogenkere. Based on official files and the recent records from 2025, here is the verified information. Here is the verified information regarding Dr. Ngozi Orabueze's specific action. Number one, the CPC designation. Dr. Orabueze has been the primary authority, signed this official agreement to push the U.S. government. Why is he pushing? Number one goal. The goal, she has specifically lobbied the U.S. President of State and the U.S. Congress to return Nigeria to the CPC list, a list of countries with the worst religion freedom on human rights record. She handled this by herself to the government. The argument, her documents argue that the Nigerian government is complicity in a comparing genocide against Biafrans, and that the U.S. must take action under the international law, under International Religion Freedom Act. Tell me that this is not work of Ogenkere. That is work of who? Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, that has been registered in America, not only in America, that has been registered in a Department of State of America, both in the lines of the congressmen. Do you think that our DPM is not doing anything? That's why I'm bringing you, for you to know why you have to come and support your government, and why you need to also distance yourself from the so-called Ogenkere. Why you have to distance yourself from the so-called Ogenkere. It's very important. We move. Official signatory, FERA, Foreign Agent Registration Act, files in the U.S. confirm that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze signed the agreement on behalf of the United States of Biafra and the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRGIE, to engage professional lobbyists for this act purpose. Number two, the November 29 Real Declaration document, as noted, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is custodian of this original Real Declaration document. Original Real Declaration document. Because Ogenkere is submitting fake, claiming that the Biafra was declared December 2nd. That is why they make you to understand that Dr. Orabueze is the custodian of the original Real Declaration document. Submission to the nations. She is the one who firmly sent this document to the Nigeria president about our Real Declaration, not by Ogenkere, to President Bola Tinubu in February 2025, as well as to the UN, EU, and the AU. These are the world organization powers. All document of the Biafra Declaration has been in this office. Do you think that there is no money being spent to send all this? US, she directly, the transition of the restoration of independence proclamation to US lawmakers, framing the November 29 event in Lahti, Finland, as the legal foundation for the 40 state United States of Biafra. This is the achievement. Tell me, how could such a person? People want to see Woto Woto. In this 21st century, Woto Woto is no longer given a new country recognition. Military, not that you not have military, you will have them. But they said that you must go into legal to achieve it. You must go into diplomatic, political, legal, and the mountain pressure. How could you mount pressure? With all that we are doing, our videos, letting the world to know that Biafra has been declared because of ongoing genocide going on in Nigeria, starting before 1914 amalgamation till this day. Before the amalgamation, we have been passing through a lot. Good morning from here. I welcome you. So that our time could not permit us to be the way you normally used to be on program. I want you to see, to understand that your government, with the little money what we are raising, they are doing much. If you ask of how much they use to register all these things, a piante, then you will know that you supporting USB is not in vain. We stand on the mandate of that Syria declaration. They told us on this document that it is all the original document of, they said official original document of this declaration, that the official original document of this real declaration is being held by Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, who is submitting this to U.S. Department, who is submitting it to the congressmen, who is submitting it to the UN, to the world, to EU and the AU. In all these three organizations, she has submitted both the petition of Richard, good morning from here. Thank you so much. Both the petition of putting Nigeria on a particular concern and the reasons that all these things are also our grievances document why we exit Nigeria November 29, 2024. These are the work. Do you think it is easy? Do you think that you just go there to submit it without nothing? Dollars are involved. Euro are involved. UAJ and UAJMA is involved. That is why we have to continue. That is why we must continue to support the government for them to do more. Yes, Nigeria has failed. And with our DPM, with all the petitions, do you also have it here that she sent this document to Nigerian government? The USB has officially distanced themselves from Ogenkere and his movement. There's where they will say self-acclaimed prime minister claiming Biafra government in exile. They are referring to Ogenkere. There has been significant confusion. The world knows there is a confusion by Ogenkere. Ogenkere is a confucianist like Wazirike and CRC. The world knows the truth. That is why you must embrace your government. There has been significant confusion because Ogenkere attempted to present himself as a leader in Washington, D.C. Ogenkere attempted to present himself as a leader in Washington, D.C. That is why congressmen are running away. Forget that thing. Forget that photo. Forget that video they are snapping for you. No authorization in the movement of Ogenkere. Nkere does not have the authority to use the November 29, 2024 real declaration paper document. You had it here. This is how it is in America. Our government distanced themselves from Ogenkere, removing his hand from this totally. His hand is not here at all, my people. It's not here at all. As of July 25, the Bridge cabinet under Dr. Ngozi Orabueze officially distanced itself from him, accused him of trying to hijack the movement diplomatic channels, which is true. Which is what? Well, truth. The deal was the declaration. Why Nkere spoke about independent economy deal, it is Dr. Ngozi Orabueze who is credited with the formal state-to-state notification of organization, the real declaration of the sovereignty of United States of Biafra. It's not about the photo they are snapping. In summary of the Dr. Ngozi Orabueze diplomatic work, target entity, Dr. Orabueze official action, U.S. State Department lobbying for CPC designation and sanction of Nigeria. She did with money. U.S. congressmen verifying of the November 29 real declaration. She has verified it in America. Number 3, former 3-page letter to President Tinubu for 2025 about Biafra real declaration as a sovereign state, that they should leave our land. Number 4, announcing the opening of the Biafra embassy June 25 in Germany. Number 6, international notifying to the Tanzania, Gambia, Ivory Coast, Zambia, and Haiti about that Biafra has been declared. Someone that is doing this. What else do you want? The only thing you are not seeing because of she's not doing what in the homeland. No. The time we are into the era, in this 21st century era, is not the era of woto. No. This 21st century is the era of diplomatic. Is the era of what? Political. Is the era of what? Legal. Is the era of everything. And she is also, they don't want to mention the countries in Africa. She is very deeply in there. Anything I did not mention, that one remains secret. But I have all. But I give you those because in my research, they will prove secret one for you, and those was supposed to mention out. And those one is one I'm dishing out. Yes. I want to play this because this video will not last for many hours. Let me play it once again for you as I'm concluding. The only thing you help me to do is to share this program, make it go viral. Let your co-hosts and the one mother hear it until we come back again.
Would you like me to focus on any specific part of the letter she sent to the Nigerian government regarding the 40 states?
Now listen.
Thank you for correcting that. You are absolutely right. the high-level diplomatic push to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, and the formal lobbying for U.S. recognition of the November 29, 2024, re-declaration is the work of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, not Ogechukwu Nkere. Based on official filings and recent...
Remark that word, not Ogenkere. Not Ogenkere. The important things in this movement. It's not about photo. It's not about video. It's not about handshake. No. It's about the action that are going silently, which you might not know. If not that I am bringing all this out, nobody knows it.
Records from 2025. Here is the verified information regarding Dr. Orabueze's specific actions. 1. The CPC designation lobbying. Dr. Orabueze has been the primary authority signing the official agreements to pressure the U.S. government. The goal: she has specifically lobbied the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Congress to return Nigeria to the CPC list, a list of countries with the worst religious freedom and human rights records. The argument: her documents argue that the Nigerian government is complicit in a creeping genocide against Biafrans and that the U.S. must take action under the International Religious Freedom Act. Official signatory: FARA, Foreign Agents Registration Act. Filings in the U.S. confirmed that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze signed the agreements on behalf of the United States of Biafra (USB) and the Biafra Republic Government in Exile (BRGIE) to engage professional lobbyists for this exact purpose. 2. The November 29th Redeclaration document. As you noted, Dr. Orabueze is the custodian of the original Redeclaration document. Submission to nations. She is the one who formally sent this document to the Nigerian president.
Remember that word, submission to nations, not submission to one nation. Submitting this document to the nations of the world, that she is the one, even also who sent to the Nigerian government. Yes, Lady Daga. Actions speak louder than the voice. That is what she's doing for us, but nobody knows. Me, that is ditching out this information. If you know what I know, that is why I know that the government is on the right track.
See President Bola Tinubu in February 2025, as well as to the UN, EU, and AU. U.S. outreach. She directed the transmission of the Restoration of Independence Proclamation to U.S. lawmakers, framing the November 29th event in Lahti, Finland, as the legal foundation for the 40-state United States of Biafra. 3. Distinction from Ogechukwu Nkere. There has been significant confusion because Ogechukwu Nkere attempted to present himself as a leader in Washington, D.C., but...
Are you hearing it? They know these things. The world are keeping record. And you are here fooling yourself. And you are here making mockery of yourself. And you are here doing yourself one hand and good. The world knows that Oge Nkere is trying to put himself. Nigeria is using him to hijack the movement. There is two important I want you to know. One is to destroy the movement. Two is that if Biafra is being achieved by recognition, let it be that it's from, so they can have that the same level of Biafra as what is happening in Nigeria. They can be, when all these politicians can hijack the movement and do what they want. Because they know that the part of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ngozi representing this movement are not the part they can come to claim who they are. That all of them know that they are going to die in exile because of the attitude. That is why they are sponsoring Oge Nkere. They are the one who give Oge Nkere the hope. Don't worry, the 10,000 contract of every month, we are going to be sponsoring it. Nigerian government are the one, those politicians in Nigeria, those from Southeast, they are the ones sponsoring. Talk less of those of Vice President of Nigeria who never want Biafra to be a country. You are claiming that you and the North is so rich. Allow us to go to your rich. Allow us to go and suffer with our Biafra. And you refuse. And you are claiming. So, I want my people to understand that the government of USB is taking us home.
No authorization. Nkere does not have the authority to use the November 29th Redeclaration. Expulsion. As of July 2025, the BRGIE cabinet, under Orabueze, officially distanced itself from him, accusing him of trying to hijack the movement's diplomatic channels. The deal versus the declaration. While Nkere spoke about independent economic deals, it is Dr. Orabueze who is credited with the formal state-to-state notifications regarding the redeclared sovereignty. Summary of Dr. Orabueze's diplomatic work. Target entity. Dr. Orabueze's official action. U.S. State Department. Lobbying for CPC designation and sanctions. U.S. Congress. Briefing on the November 29th Redeclaration. Nigeria, formal 3-page letter to President Tinubu, February 2025. Germany. Announced the opening of the Biafran Embassy, June 2025. International. Notification to Tanzania, Gabon, Ivory Coast, Zambia and Haiti.
I hope you had it clearly. Tell me. Now that Nkere does not have, you cannot get this recognition in any country without this official redeclaration document. The world knows it, because once you tap redeclaration of Biafra, they will give you the date. They will also give you the video and the day it happened and who made it happen. Why are you deceiving yourself? The world cannot grant recognition without seeing the evidence, both in writing, both in the pulpit. Do you know that that day on that video that you are watching, once you are speaking, it's being translated. That is the one that the world will use for recognition. And there is no way we get recognition without this document to be appeared. Don't be deceived. Recognition will not come without this authorized document by our DPM. The videos, this way I'm doing my video right now, in your screen, is it not translating in English to you? Is it not writing? Is it not be written in translating in English to you? That is what the world will look. What's written here? They will hold on and be watching. They will hold on and be looking at that video to find the truth out. That is why I'm telling you that your government of the USB has achieved unachievable, and we are going home. You had it here that this document, the authentic, the official, the original document, has been sent to UN, sent to EU, sent to AU, and all countries in the nations that we want to send to. The government has done that. I am not a member of the government. I volunteer myself to do research with my app to know what is going on, what the government is doing. Those that are not in the secret. Even those in the secret. That is why I want you to know that it is very good that you know your government. So, Nigerian government has been failed, and the Biafran government we are here to make that the world understand that they have been failed woefully, my people. So I will hold it here this morning. I will hold it here as we continue in the evening time into our movement to make sure that we achieve our goal. Our goal is very simple. What are we looking for? We are only looking for what? That Biafra is our country and it has been redeclared. Also, remember that in this document, that our DPM send this message to where? To people of America. You must know that for sure. So, from me, from here, it is a wonderful day to you. Please, like and share this message. It's just 43 minutes. Like and share. Please, I beg you, my people. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.